Good morning once again. Welcome to News Update brought to you by Studio 77, your go-to source for the latest and most important stories. I am Adeleke Favorewa Jesu Beauty on Duty. Now, before we get started into today's headlines, let's do a brief recap on yesterday's headlines. Anambra gubernatorial race. Ukachukwu emerges APC flag bearer amid tensions and withdrawals. Amid Uromi saga, fear in 9 states as suspected herdsmen resume abductions and killings. Excessive fitness training may lead to collapse or death. Now let's dive into today's headlines. On the national news, Cybercrime Act must be repealed. Protesters tell police in Oshogbo. Youth in Osun State, under the umbrella of the Take It Back movement, on Monday, trooped out in protest against Cybercrime Act, calling for its repeal. The demonstrators took to the major streets of Oshogbo, the capital of the state, castigating the act, saying it would erode the nation's freedom of speech. Armed with big banners, some of which bore inscriptions such as "Join the protest to repeal the Cybercrime Act," they moved from Walaya Junction to Old Garage, Ojaoba, and Station Road areas of the state capital, urging Nigerians not to allow the law to stand. Security operatives were on ground to ensure law and order. The protesters threatened to continue the peaceful demonstration until the act was repealed. Lifoji Victor, the coordinator of the Osun Take It Back movement, while addressing journalists, urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to wade in and ensure that the act is reversed. Buhari's minister, Dalong, blames government inaction for ongoing killings in Plateau State. Solomon Dalong, a former minister of youth and sports development under Muhammadu Buhari's presidency, has condemned the government's inaction regarding the persistent violence in Plateau State, particularly in the Boko local government area, where recent attacks claimed the lives of 80 people. Dalong, in an interview on Arise television program, The Morning Show, monitored by Business Day in Jos, pointed to the absence of justice as the key factor fueling the crisis, noting that multiple commissions of inquiry have been set up over the years, yet none have led to the prosecution of perpetrators. This is a reflection of the lack of political will to address the problem. Until justice is served based on the reports from these commissions of inquiry, which are just gathering dust in government archives, we will not see an end to this carnage, he said. On the news and politics, CUPP accuses APC of one-party state agenda. The Coalition of United Political Parties (CUPP) has alleged that All Progressive Congress (APC) aims to transform Nigeria into a one-party state. CUPP spokesperson Comrade Mark Adebayo criticized the recent governorship election in Ondo State, citing vote buying and security agency bias. He asserted that the APC's poor performance has led them to undermine democratic processes to maintain power. Now to the news on health. Federal government launches malaria diagnostic training hub. The federal government has intensified efforts to eliminate malaria by establishing a new diagnostic training hub. This initiative aims to enhance the skills of healthcare professionals in accurately diagnosing and treating malaria, contributing to the broader goal of eradicating the disease nationwide. Now to the news on sports. Real Madrid's Courtois fit for Champions League clash. Thibaut Courtois has declared himself fully fit for the first leg of Real Madrid's Champions League quarter-final against Arsenal on Tuesday. The Belgium international goalkeeper, 32, has missed the past 3 matches for the Spanish team with an injury. But speaking on Monday, on the eve of his side match at the Emirates, Courtois said, "I'm fully fit and I feel good. It was not a big issue, so I could train in the gym, and I've been on the pitch for the last days, so I feel fine and 100%. Now moving to business. Naira sinks to its lowest since Trump's tariff. The Naira depreciated significantly against the dollar at the official foreign exchange market, reaching its lowest point since United States President Donald Trump's tariff announcement. The Central Bank of Nigeria exchange data showed that Naira fell to 1,612.23 per dollar on Monday from 1,567.02 traded on Friday last week. The data revealed that the Naira weakened by 45.21 Naira against the dollar on Monday compared to 1,567.02 Naira traded the previous week. Now to the news on technology. YouTube increases premium subscription price by 54% in Nigeria. YouTube, the streaming service owned by the tech giant Google, has raised the price of its YouTube premium service by 54% in Nigeria. The ad-free service, which previously cost 1,000 for individual plan, will now be priced at 1,700 Naira. The family plan has seen an even steeper increase, rising by over 64% from 1,700 to 2,800. In an email sent to the premium subscribers in Nigeria on April 4, 2025, YouTube stated, to continue delivering great service and features, they are increasing your price to 1,700 Naira per month. The price adjustment is expected to take effect from the user's next billing cycle. The price hike is not limited to Nigeria. YouTube has also raised its services price in South Africa. On the international news, global markets plunge amid new US tariff. President Donald Trump's recent imposition of broad reciprocal tariffs has triggered steep declines in global stock markets and escalated fears of a looming global recession. Major indices, including London's FTSE 100 and several Asian markets, fell sharply with Hang Seng dropping 13.2%. Its worst daily performance since 1997. Analysts from JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and KPMG have downgraded global and UK economic forecasts, warning of reduced consumer demand and slowed global trade flows. The UK's growth forecast for the year has been cut to 0.8%. That's all on today's new updates. Do well to give us a like, share and comment, and you can also do well to follow us on our social media platforms. On Instagram we go by Studio 77, on Facebook Studio 77, on X at Studio 077, on TikTok at the Studio 77, and on YouTube at Studio 077. Join me again tomorrow morning for more updates, and remain beauty always on duty. Thank you for staying informed with us. Do well to have a great day. Bye.